The time has come. I was scared to start this work, knowing that once I finished, I'd be waiting for more episodes of 1 Before Zero week to week before I had enough to cover. But once I finished this, I realized the truth. I now know more about Kwanli's work than anyone else, and all because I've read her personal works. My eyes are open, and I am now the arbiter of chaos and knowledge. But enough about that. Let's talk about this little love story between a couple of traumatized orphans. We open with a young boy being led to an orphanage in the rain by a woman in a blue dress with a... We meet Alex Smart, a 10-year-old boy with a scar over his left eye. All he wants to do is read his book in peace, to be left alone. Despite his intentions, he's bothered by another boy by the name of Suya. Suya pesters Alec to play tag with them. Even as Alec refuses repeatedly, Alec screams he doesn't want to play any stupid games and he just wants to read in peace. His outburst frightens and stuns the other children. All of them stare as he storms off to his room. But one continues to watch as he passes her by, a girl with a peculiar tale. As Alex sulks in his room, he thinks of how much he hates it here.
It's only been a day. Relax, kid.
That girl from before opens his door without any warning, announcing that dinner has been made. Alec tries to hide his tears as he reprimands her for not knocking. We learn that she's a chimera. Of the Scorpion class, she acts quite kind toward Alec, wanting him to be her friend. But he gets aggressive again, shouting at her. Afterwards, he expects her to hit him, a response from his abusive home before the orphanage. The girl says she won't hit him. She wants to be his friend, but he rejects it. She leaves with a dejected look on her face, stating that she'll leave a plate out for him, so he won't have to eat with anyone around. Once she's gone, Alec begins to feel sad, not knowing why. A grumble from his stomach makes him realize he hadn't eaten in days, so he decides to remedy that. Trying to reach the kitchen without being seen, he hears a commotion from the dining room. The other kids are berating the girl from before, Suya's voice being the most prominent. All she wants to do is sit and eat dinner with them, but because she's a scorpion, she's denied at every turn, saying she's evil and a monster, calling her a bug as they throw food at her. Alex slips past, unnoticed, to the kitchen, finding the plate of food that was promised, along with a note saying, "Let's be friends," with the girl's name at the bottom, Mika. Even though I was mean to her, she went out of her way to leave this here for me. How could someone like that be so hated? Mika appears behind him, surprising him. She brought him the book he was reading earlier in the day. Even though she was being attacked moments before, she seems to be in a good mood. Alex starts to question her, why she's been so nice to him, even though he's done nothing but push her away. She smiles as she says that she wants him to feel better and for them to be friends. She says he can come by and play in their room if he's ever bored or lonely. She leaves. A thought crosses Alex's mind. She talks too much, but I don't mind. That night we see the scarred and bruised body of Alec, reminders of his past and trauma. He dwells on his thoughts of Mika. She wasn't that bad, but the other kids acted like she was the plague. With this, they meet up and become fast friends, doing everything together. Alec loved every second he was with her. But one day... Alec is going to see Mika, but he overhears a couple of orphanage staff talking about her. Turns out, Mika had been rejected from an adoption, all because she's a scorpion. But why? Nothing she's done shows that she's not worth it. Alec rushes to find her, to comfort her. He has to be there for her, just like she's been there for him. He finds her. "Mika, I heard what happened. I'm sorry." This wasn't like her. She wasn't crying. She wasn't even sad. This is what everyone is scared of. Her rage. She begins to destroy the room as she laments about how she just wants a family that loves her. But there's no one. And it just makes her angrier and angrier. Alec rushes into her, embracing her as he confesses, "I love you. Even when no one else will, I'll always love you." They promise to be best friends and try their hardest to get adopted. I'm sorry, Alec, but it seems like your feelings went right over her head. Shit sucks. They spend the next 4 years together at the orphanage, Alec trying to keep Mika from killing anyone who causes her to explode, until Alec gets adopted, changing his name and appearance. He leaves the home they shared for so long. Even so, they only got closer. Goodbye, Alec Smart. Now enters Shinzo Jukua, which he still calls him Alec. These two were always together. They went to the same middle and high school, but in high school, Mika started dating other guys, looking for that love she wanted so badly, while Alec just sat and watched, hoping someday she would see. Eventually, Alec gets a year-long internship, forcing him to leave Mika alone for that entire time. She promises to be good while he's gone, and that they'll meet at their special place. Okay, so I've lied to you. What you saw at the start wasn't really how this story started. What really happened is much darker and a bit more bloody. We open on a massacre. Mika is beating a couple of people, a man and a woman, completely bloody. The man seems to be dead, and the woman is filled with fear. As it turns out, the man was dating Mika and decided it was a fucking grand idea to cheat on her with this other woman. Or the other way around. I don't know. I don't judge. Either way, they're fucked. Alec just got home to see this whole mess, but he's unfazed. He just accepts Mika as she is, his crazy psycho OrphFriend. Let's talk about our characters Alec Smart, aka Shinzo Jukua, and Mikami Kosuo. Alec is mentally damaged. He expects physical abuse from any wrongdoing he may cause. His scarred body is proof enough. His aggression comes from him wanting to be alone, since being in solitude is the only time he was safe from his abusers. But reading helped him escape from that place. Mika has attachment trauma, probably from being abandoned by her parents at a young age. Her aggressive nature didn't help, as it only pushed people away as she got more and more dangerous with each passing rejection. As they got older, Alec became more confident and caring for Mika. Mika grew in more ways than one. My God! As her care for Alec grew, so did her explosive temper, becoming more destructive and hostile when someone rejected her love. This story was interesting. A lot more for me to cover and script than anything I've covered before, but I enjoyed it all the same. Kawanli, I loved this. The subtle stories that you paint for your characters just based on their actions and designs are fantastic. I did skip over a few bits in this review, but I didn't want people to use this as a way to quote-unquote read your work. Go support the original creator and show them some love. Tom Scott sent you. A huge thank you goes out to my close friend Cerbi Pup on X and Instagram. All the art you see on screen was made by her, and I'm very happy that I get to work with her. Next week, I'll be releasing my fully edited Kawanli Theory rant I recorded with Cerbi. After that, I guess we'll see. I think I'll ask some other indie comic writers if they'd be okay with me covering the work. If you have any suggestions, leave them in the comment. I'll check it out. Later.